you see, your story has like a happy ending.
Yes.
And there's some people with special abilities and there's the disability, sorry, and they normally say that don't treat me like a special person. So they would have felt a bit awkward if this person apologized again and again, and they'd be like, no, it's okay. Anyway, let's fast forward to okay, let's not generalize. How was your campus life?
Wow, I would say it was one of the best times, as much as it had its own challenges. I would say I had the best part of it, because as much as I was a student, I mentioned earlier, I was one of the hosts at the radio station, so we used to have like a work study. The other good thing that happened to me, I was a very active student, and there's a point where Safaricom came to our campus and we got to take part in a project. So they were introducing, was it Twitter, into the platforms, and they wanted students, not just our university, but also there were like, I think 5 or 6 other universities. We were taking part in a competition, and I was the lead member in that particular group in our university. We were like 15 students, and it was really a nice experience because we were given phones, we were given airtime, and personally, we were also given an opportunity to come up with a project that you feel can add value to the society. So one of the things I had always wanted to do was to create awareness, especially in Kakamega, when it came to breast cancer, because I felt like people were not informed, especially the public. And so I shared my proposal with them, and it went through. So I was in collaboration with Nairobi Women's Hospital, just to create awareness. One thing that we were not able to do, because that particular month, the mammogram had been taken to a different town, but it would have been nice if we had done like a mammogram in Kakamega. But it was really nice, doing all these things, and as a student,
Okay, so in general, you loved your campus life.
I loved,
I've never heard anyone saying I hated my campus. Anyway, fast forward to life after campus. After graduating, what happened?
I would say nobody prepared me when it came to looking for a job. As much as when I was still a student, I used to network with people who were in different organizations. And one of the organizations was, of course, Safaricom. And I knew once I've graduated that I've shared my papers, I've shared with them maybe the experience I had gotten from, because every time we used to close for long holidays, I would look for something to do, whether it's an internship, and just improve my skills. And looking for a job, I was in places where I would say, discriminated. Because
did you come back to Nairobi, or you were still in Kakamega?
No, so I came to Nairobi. When I was looking for a job, I didn't look for a job in Kakamega. Okay. I came to Nairobi. I had relatives here in Nairobi. And so I started from there. They're the ones who would like try to connect me with people they knew, and thought that I would be able to work in those organizations. But the places I went to, I would see the moment people realized that I had a disability, they would conclude, do I have also a mental problem? Like, someone would ask you, how are we sure you will be able to deliver this? Like, an experience I like sharing is, there was this specific place I went. Because I did radio, so I wanted to continue. And my friends, my family members who had listened to me on radio were like, you're very good in this. Able look for a job in a radio station. And so I took my papers in one of the radio stations, and I had not booked an appointment before, but I was just like, let me just go. So went there, met the receptionist. I was like, hi, my name is so-and-so. I'm here to see the HR. And she asked me, you have an appointment? I was like, no. So she asked me, you can't see the HR without an appointment. I was like, can I organize? And then she asked me, what do you want to talk to the HR about in order for me to organize the meeting? Which makes sense, because she can't organize a meeting without knowing what the agenda is. And I told her, I'm looking for a job. So I'm here to drop my papers and maybe just talk to him or her. And the lady tells me, it's okay if you have your papers with me, just leave them. then I'll make sure that I forward them to the HR. I was happy. I was like, okay, she's even making my work easier. So just giving her the papers and then she will be able to deliver them to the HR. But surprisingly, as I was leaving the reception area, when you go to the lift, like the lift was directly opposite the reception area. So when I got to the lift and the lift was closing, I could see her holding my envelope and dropping it in the dustbin.
Wow.
My heart was broken. Wow. I was like, she should have just told me, just go with your papers and maybe come some other day, you know. That experience and another experience kind of made me realize, okay, this media thing, this radio thing, I am doing it again.
You never tried it again?
Never.
Even today?
Never, even today.
Oh
never. Never ever. I just said, I need to regroup. I need to restructure my life, see what else can I do with it. And so the thing I decided to do is any job that would come by, I would start with that and then see how it evolves. And I went to even the, the National Councils for Persons with Disability, where someone had informed me, if you go there, take your papers, anytime there are any job advertisements, they'll be able to support in that. Did that, waited for so many months, nothing happened. But I had friends that we went to the same campus with who were also supporting, like if they hear any job and they knew my strength, they were like, okay, just apply this. And so my first job I got was in an animation school. Remember, I did journalism.
Yes.
I have never done coding. No, nothing about graphic design or even animation generally. So it was a new field. And I remember when I went for the interview, the director looked at me. They were looking for a lecturer. I have never wanted to be a teacher.
Oh my God. It's how life organizes us.
Never. And so I explained that to the director. He's like, there's something about you. And fine, as much as you don't want to teach, can I offer you another position? You become like an internal assessor. Now, by an internal assessor, your work was to create a marking system for the students with the help of the lecturer, because the students' work was not manually marked. So there was a system that was being used. But in order for me to create that system, I needed to learn coding. So one of the languages that I learned for that coding was VB script. And surprisingly, being a fast learner, I was able to, grasp everything, and I got to do my work even better than those who had been there for like 5, 6 years. And I was there for a while. Then I resigned and got another job in an organization that used to deal with customer service, because it's also a strength I noticed in me, especially when I'm talking to people on the phone. People tell me there's a way I talk to them as opposed to the way I'm talking to them in person. And I was like, I thought it's still the same, but I also wanted to just experience. Went to that organization, worked there. I have mad respect for the people who are working in the customer service industry.
They call it CCI.
Yes. But for me, I went to a different one. I didn't go to CCI. I went to Majorel.
Okay.
But now I think it's been sold. It's called Teleperformance, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Okay. Why the mad respect though?
Because, handling difficult customers, you never know the kind of customers you're going to handle in different days. There are those who would be abusive. There are those who would not give you time to explain to them why probably their issue cannot be handled at that time. It needs an escalation and stuff like that. And yeah, I think just the whole experience of handling a difficult customer is what makes me say that I have mad respect.
And you left, you were like, I cannot handle this anymore.
Yeah, I did that. But also I had reached a point in my life where I needed growth. I needed new experiences. I needed new challenges. And I was looking at, so which path am I taking? Remember, I had always wanted to do something that is impactful, something that would make a difference in society. And so one of the things that I had wished or even desired was to work in any organization that deals with persons living with disability. I did not specify, but I just wanted to be in a space where I see people's lives being impacted despite their disability, them being able to add value to society, to their own lives, and being better persons generally. And so an opportunity came, and I grabbed it at Sackling. Now that's where I am.
That's where you worked till date.
Up to now,
How would you describe it? Tell us.
This was a prayer answered for me, because I get to work with an amazing team. They are the best. I love them. And we get to give each other feedback, criticism, because no one is perfect. And in order for us to achieve our goals, our mission, our vision, we have to work together as a team. So for me, I get to share my journey, I would say, first of all, especially to persons with amputation or who are born with either one leg or both legs, just like me. Because growing up, I think it's only when, after I left campus, that's when I was able to now see people who've lost their legs, whether it's through accident, cancer, diabetes, snake bites. I had never seen, people like me. And now I want more people like me to be able to share their journeys, share their experiences. And part of the role that I do is we have a community of amputees where we discuss our experiences. How do you take care of your prosthetic? How do you take care of yourself as a person? Because it's part of your life now.
Yes.
It helps you move around. It makes your life easier, and you don't have to really depend on other people. And also we have like a monthly session where we understand losing a leg, especially for someone who was doing everything for themselves or on their own, can take a toll on someone. And mentally, physically, spiritually, you might even think, I should just die. But for me, I always like telling people that this is like a second chance someone has been given, because there's so many people who've died because of all these causes. And here you are. It's a lot. And so we normally have like a monthly session where we talk about, just our journeys. And this is in a partnership with another organization called Kenya Institute of Special Education. They train teachers on how to handle, persons living with disability, but they also offer counseling. And so the team there, we normally organize every month where we just, they speak to us, we share experiences and grow together. Yeah. And that's the kind of impact I want to see, where people, despite their disability, they're proud of who they are. They embrace themselves and they're able to do the things that they love doing without any limitations.
That's really nice of you.
Yeah.
Now, having told us all that you have gone through in life, what do you wish this community, this other community, would understand about living? Because we live with you people. You are among us. And you are us, actually. What would you wish that they knew about people with disability? Or how would you wish they treated people with disability?
I think one of the things I would wish for them to know is that my disability is not infectious. It doesn't mean just because I have a physical disability and you interact with me, then that means that you will catch it or you will have it. It's not an immune, I would say, that will affect you. And I think the other thing is that we are all different. Probably for me, you see someone coming to me and apologizing maybe 2-3 times does not bother me. Or even someone coming and telling me, can I help you maybe carry, a cup of tea or your bag? Maybe for me, that does not bother me. So it depends with each individual. And if you feel like you want to help the person, you can just ask them. If they tell you, I am fine, I'm okay, just leave them. If they tell you, go ahead, you can assist me in that, then please go ahead and support them. And just know that there are those disabilities that can be seen and there are those that cannot be seen. But we just need to be kind to each other. We are all going through a lot in life.
Yes.
And it doesn't hurt to be kind. It doesn't hurt to just embrace each other, because you never know. We like saying that disability is a club. You never know when you can join it. But just be grateful.
Pause. That really hit hard. Oh my God. Okay, now say it to the camera, please. Please.
Okay, let me compose myself.
I was not expecting the last bit.
Yeah, so we like saying that disability is a club that anyone can join anytime. Just be kinder to people, because you never know your tomorrow. Nobody knows even the next hour what's going to happen. So be kind, embrace people the way they are, and when they, you know, when we accommodate each other, then we make our world a better place, basically.
That's the realest thing I've heard today, this week, actually. Anyway, now going back to our normal interview.
Yes.
Tell us about having a prosthetic leg. How is it like?
If you don't mind, let me just take you a little bit. Now, some of the misconceptions or myths that people have when it comes to prosthetics generally is that they're cheap. They're not cheap. They're very expensive. Personally, I like saying it's like buying a car or even a land. 2, I would say people assume it's a one-fits-all. It's not. It has to be customized. It's not like you can just go to the shop and buy, like, let's say, shoes or clothes where you're like, I'm size 5. So as long as you've tried it on, then it fits you, you're good to go. With a prosthesis, they have to take measurements of your stump. Now, the stump is that part of the leg that has either been cut, or for my case now that I was born like that, it's the remaining part. So there's someone by the name of a prosthetist. This is the person now who fabricates the socket. And they have to customize it, take measurements of that stump, and then make now the socket or the leg. And by the socket, I mean this part where now someone is able to insert their leg. So it's not a one-fits-all, it's customized. The other thing is that it doesn't mean that once someone has been amputated and they've healed, the moment they're given a prosthesis today, in the next 1 hour, they will walk the way I'm walking. It takes time. There are people who can take weeks, there are those who can take months, there are those who can take years. And at the beginning, you can start with a crutch or just holding on to things as you walk, as you practice. And then, when you practice more, of course, you perfect the whole walking and you're able to walk. So I would say for me, the first time I used the prosthesis, I wanted to go back to my crutch because I was like, this is new. And I've also realized that when you're introduced to something new, mentally, you feel like, I can't. You have all these negative thoughts. But I realized the more you practice, the more you are determined and you're willing, to see the final outcome rather, then you have to give it your all. So I would say it has been a journey, basically. Now, it's the one I'm using now, it's light. It's for me, it's comfortable. I am able to walk around. I am able to do things on my own and not necessarily rely on people. So I would say it's been a journey. But yeah, I love working with it.
It's become seamless now.
Yeah, it is. But it's been a journey.
Okay. Yeah. And maybe to those people who are using the same kind of leg, what will you tell them about like your experience with it? How to take care of it or things like those?
Okay, so because we are different kinds of persons with amputation or amputees, there are those whose leg has been cut above the knee, and there are those whose leg has been cut below the knee. And depending on someone's prosthesis, I think what I'll tell them is there's something we wear inside. It's called a silicone liner that cushions me against friction. So I can walk for longer distance without any issues. And that part needs to be cleaned every single day so that as I'm walking or even as I'm seated next to you, you don't feel like I'm smelling or there's something, smelling bad maybe coming from me. So that's one of the things that I would encourage that we take care of it. Or if you're using a socks, there are this kind of socks that those ones who cannot afford the silicone liner wear. Make sure that you change it on a daily basis or even after 2 or 3 days so that at least even your own leg feels okay. It feels like it's breathing. The other thing I would say is personally, I don't sleep with my prosthesis. So they should also not sleep with theirs. The part of your leg that is inside the socket needs to breathe. It needs to, relax. It can't stay in a closed place the whole 24 hours or for a year. It will grow hairs, it will smell and stuff like that. So you also need to take care of that stump. You need to wash it. You need to take care of your silicone liner and also your prosthesis general cleaning. So let's say if you've walked in a dusty place and it's dusty, the parts are dusty, and then you can just wipe it with a towel, and some bit of water. So depending, because we all have different prostheses. So depending on the prosthesis you're using, just take care of it and ensuring that it's clean. So those are the only things I think I can highlight for now in terms of cleanliness and in terms of just maintaining or taking care of the prosthesis. But the other thing I would say, if you have an issue with your prosthesis, let's say with alignment, then you need to visit your prosthetist. Now, this is the doctor who fabricates the socket. Okay. Yes.
I didn't think it was, I actually also thought it was one fits all. Like if you are this size, you just go get one.
No.
Thank you for the education. Now, moving on with your future.
Yes.
What would you like to do? What would you like to do to ensure that the challenges you faced as a PWD, other people don't get to face them?
Yeah, I think it's something ongoing, which I am doing, just creating more awareness, because I've realized knowledge is power. When someone is informed, they become, educated, they become aware, and they know, okay, if I'm going through this, this is what I want to do. And other than just creating awareness, for me, I have a podcast. It's called Unstoppable Amputees, where I am also giving an opportunity to other amputees to share their journeys, to share their stories, to inspire each others. And it's something I've also noticed. Our caregivers, we forget about them, and we rarely get to know what they go through as they take care of us. And it's also a way to just appreciate them as these amputees are sharing their stories and their journey, because it takes a lot on to them. Like personally for me, looking back, I always wish my mom was still alive for me to ask her, how was her experience giving birth to a child with a disability? I had one missing leg. How did the society perceive her? Let's say her parents, maybe my father's side, the parents of my father's, or generally the community. So I think it's just creating awareness around that area and appreciating our caregivers, and also giving other amputees an opportunity to share how their journeys has been. Also something, maybe I'll just hint a bit of it, a book that shares that. When it's ready, I'll be able to communicate that. And then just being on platforms like now, let's say parents, because you guys target a different kind of audience, and it should be nice to also pass the same information to them, for them to know that, okay, life doesn't stop after amputation.
It doesn't.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that we did this year where I work is that we came up with billboards. And these billboards, something personally I have never seen before in Kenya, and I think even in Africa, seeing amputees on a billboard.
Yeah, I have also never seen that.
That was, I felt seen, represented, and it was such an amazing feeling, knowing that you matter too. Yeah, just like any other person. Yeah.
I think it is not just for you people to be seen.
Yeah.
For us to also know that, they are normal people.
Exactly.
They're part of us. Stop treating them different, because they are part of us.
Yeah.
Yes. So as we end the interview, you've said you would write a book, right?
Yeah.
So if you would write a book about you, what would be the last few sentences be like? Or actually, the last sentence. What would be the last sentence be?
You are a masterpiece, and you matter. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Meg Chesoli over here. I have enjoyed listening to her story. I hope you have also enjoyed listening to her story as well, and that you have learned a few things here and there. Do not treat people depending on your moods. Do not treat people like, they don't matter to you. Be kind to everyone, because as she has said, disability is a club. You don't know when you join them. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. Till next time. See ya.